Do you know that in 1983, inside a quiet home in Stroudsburg, a man returned from a funeral, and something unseen came back with him, something that didn't walk, didn't speak, but reigned. His name was Don Decker, and until that week, he was just another troubled young man, temporarily released from jail. He was attending his grandfather's burial, but those who knew him understood something deeper. His childhood had been marked by fear, strict control, and whispers of abuse that were never fully spoken. The funeral didn't just bring grief, it reopened something buried far deeper. That night, while staying at a friend's house, Don sat quietly, then suddenly froze. His body tensed, his eyes locked upward, as if listening to something no one else could hear. Moments later, water began to form on the walls, not dripping from pipes, not leaking from rain, but appearing, bead by bead, out of dry air. Then it fell, from the ceiling, from the walls, even from the middle of the room. At first, they thought it was a plumbing issue, until the landlord checked. Nothing, no leaks, no damage. But the water didn't stop. It spread. It followed Don from room to room, soaking carpets, sliding down walls, defying gravity. Witnesses said droplets would rise upward before falling again, as if controlled by something unseen. The police were called. Officers arrived expecting a prank, but left shaken. One officer later admitted he saw water forming in midair, right in front of him. Another reported that when Don entered a room, the atmosphere shifted, heavy, suffocating, like pressure building before a storm. That never ended. Desperate, the family called a priest. As prayers began, Don's body twisted violently, his voice no longer sounding like his own. The rain stopped, but only for a moment. When it returned, it came harder, stronger, almost angry. Then came the final test. Don was taken back to jail, a controlled environment, locked walls. No pipes exposed, no outside interference. But within hours, water began to drip inside his cell. Guards witnessed it. Other inmates felt it. The phenomenon had followed him, proving it was never the house. And that is where the truth begins to unfold. What surrounded Don was not random. It matched a rare and terrifying pattern known in paranormal studies, an attachment born from trauma. Not a ghost tied to a place, but something tied to a person. Something that feeds on emotional fractures, manifesting physically through energy, often through water, the oldest symbol of memory, grief, and suppressed pain. The funeral didn't create it, it awakened it. Many believe Don carried something with him for years. A presence formed during his childhood suffering, silent and dormant. But at his grandfather's burial, standing over the grave of the one person some say caused that pain, the barrier broke. What had been buried inside him rose to the surface, no longer contained, no longer invisible. The rain was never water, it was expression, a force without a voice, speaking through the only way it could, filling space, bending reality, making itself undeniable. And that is why the case was never officially solved. Because it wasn't meant to be. Because sometimes the most terrifying hauntings don't come from abandoned places or restless spirits. They come from something that never left you at all.